Welcome to the Simply Incredible Podcast. I am Daryl, a.k.a. The D, here with Josh Brother.
Credit number 2. Lost my status.
Well, you know, he was on the couch last week, so we like, you know what? Special once every month guest.
Y'all brought me out of the corner. Put baby out of the corner this time.
Fish him out.
We took baby out of the corner.
Take baby out of the corner.
And T. Rizzo, Troy Chapman.
How are you, buddy?
I am awesome. You guys, good week?
Not too shabby.
Yeah, man.
Hmm?
Busy as always.
School has begun. The children, they are started back.
Yep, my kids are started back, which is weird because they were staying up really, you know, I think like for $1,000, so it wasn't a lot, but he saved up enough. He's already got the money to pay for it.
Very cool.
And we thought
That's
it would
good.
be really neat. I mean, Papa would like him to have it
Yeah.
first. And we didn't want it given because, you know, Grandma needs the money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's good.
that's awesome.
So, it's good.
So what'd you do this past 2 weeks?
Uh,
Besides the sofa, obviously.
yeah, I was up
Yeah.
here hanging out with you guys
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
I went to a comic show, the Big Lake Comic Con. It was alright.
Where's that at?
That was at the Civic Center.
Roanoke Civic Center.
Yeah, and the Roanoke Valley Comic Con used to be at the Civic Center, but he said things just didn't work out. It got to be too expensive, and that's why I moved to Tanglewood. So,
Okay, that's the one. All right.
So I'm interested to see if these guys stay at the Civic Center or if they end up moving too.
So was it would have been worth me to go?
Honestly, not really if you're going this weekend to the vintage show, because
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's going to be a lot of the same vendors. And there were like 4 comic vendors total.
Mhm.
That was it.
What was the other stuff there?
There was one aisle of artists, and there was one aisle of like miscellaneous toys. Not a lot of stuff though. And then they had, I don't know if you guys have it here in Roanoke, but there's little pods you can sit in. You put the virtual reality goggles on.
At the mall.
They
were
were-
there at the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were set up. They were set up there, but I mean that was about it.
What is it? Virtual reality?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Gaming?
supposed to be. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I think the one I saw someone doing was like being on a roller coaster or something like that.
Yeah, just stuff like that. It rocks.
You
back
had
and
like
forth,
the
leans
glasses
forward.
on
Yeah.
and you know movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
When I told you
I've not
guys
done
that,
that yet, no.
when I went up to Ohio for a concrete seminar,
Yeah, he
the
told us
guy
about
up
that.
there had the VR.
The whole room and everything.
It's
yeah.
really cool. Do you have VR things that you like the goggles? I guess they said where you put your phone
that
in.
we had one time was the Google Cardboard,
Yeah.
and that wasn't great.
No,
Mm-mm. Now, like maybe they had like the newer system stuff might be a lot better than that.
you iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
iPhone.
Do you guys know, either one of you guys know what a good pair of goggles? Because I know they have the VR, Samsung VR, whatever,
Mhm.
is really good. I've seen those. That's wild.
Yeah.
You know, just with pictures. I didn't see any video with it,
Mhm.
but if the
Well,
video,
really, all any of them are just
containment.
wearable. Yeah, containers to put your phone in.
Yeah.
So everything you're watching's on your phone.
Yeah, but I heard something about like the iPhone isn't as good as the Samsung for some sort of.
Lies.
I was gonna say that.
No.
Garbage.
I'm an iPhone guy too. I
Yeah.
agree, but
Now.
for that, dude, it took me forever.
Since
right?
Florida, in the sand.
But when I put it on, you
Uh-huh.
know, they said, or I didn't do it. They said when they put it on, there's a major difference. Something with the pixels or something that you can't use the VR goggles and put your iPhone in there.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. I want to find a good one. If you know a good one for iPhone, please send us a thing. I want to know.
Yeah, send
Hey,
us-
are we live?
We are live.
Excellent. All right.
Or you can just go to the phone and watch it and ignore us.
I can watch this later.
Yeah.
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 kinda cool.
Everyone enjoys when you do that.
I gotta give a plug to my wife. She just got a really big bump up in a promotion recently. She went from being a LPN licensed practicing nurse. She is now director of nursing.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Way to go,
And
Tab.
that's
on
why
the-
he bought so much stuff
Yeah.
in San Diego.
Got me a sugar mama.
Sugar mama.
Yes.
Man, I need a sugar mama.
Tab is a sweetheart too. If you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Formally be resigning tomorrow.
Uh,
I got video games to play.
Dude, that's awesome. Good pay bump?
Oh yes, very good.
Shut up, man. I hate you. Jealous.
She's already trying to look for new houses and stuff.
Wait,
Like,
wait,
slow down, get your
wait.
first paycheck
Look,
first.
I'm gonna be the only one without a Casa D something.
Right.
Dang. De Chapman, de Bresnau, de No Woods.
Oh, that's
Chateau
right.
Pizet,
Chateau
coming in soon.
Pizet.
Little pizza.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Isn't that awesome?
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm so poor.
Prostitution not working out, real? Okay.
It's doing pretty good. But,
Is
you
it?
know, sometimes those pennies hurt really bad when they throw them at you. Man, then you throw the paper stuff at me.
He keeps saying, no, no.
have a funny story about that. I may or may not have been in one of those clubs at one point in my life. I'm not admitting that I was, but
gambling casinos was
yes.
That was Justin Timberlake song. I mean, yeah.
It's but in a box.
I still can't believe they put that on Saturday Night Live. But anyway, back to your story.
Well, one of the chicks on stage, she saw a quarter laying on the stage, and she stopped the whole show. She's like, "Who threw a quarter on here?"
Oh.
She was mad.
Was she cute? That's why they threw a quarter.
It was Roanoke. So.
Oh.
The bar is not very high.
But every time I went to Hooters, there I always got the pregnant waitress.
Yeah.
You know,
that is not a lie. That's a true story.
It's so funny. I remember the first time I ever even heard of that. It was supposed to be nothing but just like models.
Yeah.
And then throughout the years, that bar got lowered too.
Yeah.
I was like, any chick who was willing to put on these orange shorts, tank top, and look at her legs. They're perfectly tan pantyhose.
Yeah.
I was just like, ugh.
Seeking Near Mint Comics. What's up, my friend?
He's back. What's
up, buddy? But I will say this for Hooters. I love their wings. I mean, literally, that's like my favorite place to get wings.
Yeah, I did.
I think when I got there one time, because I wasn't really hungry, and one of my friends wanted to go just to see the chicken breasts.
What else would you go for?
So I was
the chick's breast.
I was like, I have a bologna and cheese sandwich.
I'm playing.
Yeah, it wasn't really as good as I can make it home.
Do you like the wings there?
I'm not big on the wings, but they have a chicken sandwich is really good.
Okay.
Like a buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you? You like the wings?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
really
I love
good.
the wings.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Okay. Today is the 40th anniversary of the passing
alleged
of Elvis, which I think he's still alive somewhere in Toronto, but I'm just saying.
I think he's hanging out with Tupac somewhere.
Hey.
Every now and then he's hitting up these 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, thank you for my change. Very much.
Is that Elvis or Sasquatch?
Dude, same guy.
Elsquatch?
Same guy.
Same person.
Elsquatch?
Shaved, unshaved.
Yeah. But
he's in that Dollar Razor Club now, though.
I know so many people that are like, no, I'm sorry, he's still alive.
Oh, dude.
Man, I'm sorry, he passed away on his toilet.
Dude, you get that from everyone talking about Hitler, whether he died or went to Bolivia.
He went to Argentina.
Yeah, or Argentina.
That's where he went. They had right off the shore there. That's where he was.
Interesting.
I used to be so much more interested in conspiracy theories like that. It was really interesting. I could give two flips whether that dude was or wasn't now. It's like, you're never going to know.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was true, what are you going to do to him now?
There's
He's probably dead.
There's a show on where they're searching for Hitler. Still.
Finding Hitler?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a Hitler in these ones.
Elmer Fudd.
That'd be very, very quiet.
But Seeking Near Mint said this. They should have a chain like that for men serving hot dogs. Instead of Hooters, name it Woody's.
Awesome.
You get to smack everybody in the face.
Dennis Hayes is in the house. What's up, Dennis
Who's
Hayes?
that? I've heard that name before. Who is it?
Yeah.
What's happening, Dennis?
Giggity.
Hey, was your ears burned today? Because it was some guys here in Lynchburg talking about you.
Oh, snap.
Talking about how they would not mess with you, Dennis Hayes, because they don't feel like getting all tied up into a pretzel.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys we know from the comic book world.
Oh, no doubt.
Ricky, Terry, and
Bobby and Mike?
William guy. William. I can't remember William's last
Pretty
name.
sure you just named the cast of New Edition.
Yes.
Ronnie,
Great
Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Interesting.
If I like the girl, who cares who you like? Candy girl. Sorry.
What's that sound? Is that crickets?
You are
That is
my
crickets.
world.
That's crickets.
Reel it back in.
I love New Edition.
Jason Smith, what is up?
What's up?
Jason Smith, you like New Edition?
Seeking Near Mint just said Elvis and Michael Jackson are still alive in Africa.
Could be.
Maybe they're hanging out with Dave Chappelle.
Not anymore. He came back.
Oh, did he? Oh, man.
He's already back, man.
Might
be with Charlie Murphy.
Charlie
Dave Chappelle.
Man, that's too soon for Charlie.
Too soon.
We miss you, Charlie. Hands down is my favorite part of the Dave Chappelle show was Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories.
Oh, gosh. One of the greatest things ever.
Dude, that's awesome.
All right, now I've got this question.
Hold on. We going to talk about Elvis, though?
What else we got to talk about Elvis except he's still in Toronto?
Were you ever a fan?
I liked Elvis.
Who are you, Elvis or the Beatles?
Elvis.
They were both before my time.
No, I know, but you got to have a preference. Everybody's an Elvis or a Beatles camp.
Elvis, maybe.
He is so definitive, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for the help there, Josh.
If either were on the radio, I'd probably change the channel, but...
Little less conversation.
Well, we need more conversation on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone in here, Elvis or
The Beatles.
The Beatles. I was gonna say Tupac because I would have gone Tupac on this one.
That's actually
That's
a
right.
discussion that in one of Quentin Tarantino's early movies, True Romance with Christian Slater. He's in a bar and he's talking about that. And he goes, "All right, before we go any further, I got to get to know you. This is a question that's going to determine a lot about you. Elvis or the Beatles? You're in one camp or the other. Who you for? I'm Elvis.
Seeking Your Men is Beatles.
Beatles?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong answer.
Beetlejuice.
Don't say it. There you go. I do like the Beatles. I like a lot of their stuff.
I like some of their stuff, but again, I just think that when you go to the total package, you know.
Yeah.
And Elvis, I mean, he changed how you could watch music on TV.
And Elvis did karate.
In
a one-piece sequenced jumpsuit with a scarf, sunglasses, and mutton chops.
Dude.
That's hard to beat right there,
That is
bro.
skill with a Z.
That's what?
Skill with a Z.
Skills.
Yeah.
My
Live
uncle.
and let die. Oh, wait, that was Guns N' Roses.
That's Guns N'
My
Roses.
uncle
Yeah,
bought
but that was
tickets.
Beatles before that.
My uncle bought
that's
tickets
right.
for
Yeah.
the whole family one time to come here to Lynchburg, downtown Lynchburg. They had like a Beatles cover band, and I don't know, it was an hour, maybe an hour and a half of them playing music. And
Were they
yeah,
good?
at the end, he was like, "Oh man, that was awesome, right?" And we're just like,
It's awesome if you love the Beatles.
"Yeah."
Dennis goes with Elvis.
Elvis.
Jason Smith goes with Tupac.
Tupac. There's always one in the group.
Yeah, that was his go. Yeah. That Elvis is a drug addict. He still is, and he's still alive. I don't care what you say.
He can afford the good stuff.
I remember when they asked him, they were being interviewed, his bodyguards, and they were talking about how, you know, he was getting drugs all the time, and he would try to get them to get him drugs, and some of them did, and some of them didn't. And one of the ladies held the guy to the fire and said, "How can you do that when it's your job to protect him?" And the guy looked at her and he said, "How do you protect somebody from themselves?"
Yes, Elvis was a gospel singer. I have his gospel album. He's a good gospel singer.
Oh, dude.
But things I was just thinking about. You know what really puts Elvis over the top?
What?
Eddie Murphy. His skits.
When he dressed up like him?
He's in there walking around and he's like this. Oh, excuse me.
Dude, I loved his James Brown better.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get in the hot tub. You remember that? No, you don't remember that?
I do remember that. He puts his toe on. Hey,
It's too hot.
too hot in the hot tub. He's sitting there dancing around.
James Brown, definitely.
That was
Rest in
awesome.
peace.
Rest in peace, sis.
And pieces.
All right, we're done with that.
Yeah, we're done with
talk,
Elvis.
even though
Carry on.
Elvis wins.
Game
Rest
on.
in peace.
Elvis wins.
In Toronto.
Singing here, man. SNL skit was the shit. That was awesome.
Yes, it was.
Okay, I have a question. I was just thinking about this the other day. I was watching one of the Star Wars movies. I'm thinking about Chewbacca. He's got that crossbow thing.
Love it.
Is that really just nothing but a regular gun that you just slap this thing on? Because I never seen him pulling this thing back to shoot it.
You know what? That's a really good point. Because I always thought of it. I mean, think about Daryl in The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you see the action,
yeah,
right?
I mean, he actually, pulls it back and shoots people.
Yeah.
And I'm watching.
Chewie has a
I'm
laser
watching-
gun.
I'm like, he's
Shaped like a bow.
We're just gonna slap a bow on there.
Somebody was thinking about how cool this still photography would be with that.
Yeah.
Think about it. Bigfoot with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm just like,
Complete
because
awesome.
I was watching it, I was like, he's just shooting it. He hands it to Han. That's a bad gun. Like, but at no point did he do anything.
You know what? How cool would that be if they got into a firefight and he actually started doing some cool moves with it like that? Like, you know, how sometimes they'll twirl the rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he could have done that, dude, that would have been him, man.
See, I'm like, I'm really confused by this whole weapon. But
See, now they made an entire movie about that premise called Equilibrium, and you didn't like that movie.
That movie sucked.
I
that
get you.
movie was awesome.
There was
Awesome.
no Chewbacca in that movie.
I'm just gonna say
That's what it
this.
was.
You know,
Those
cool
guys were all
points-
clean shaved.
Cool points were dropped right there.
Let me tell you, you guys might have, not just you guys, but everybody that ever told me about it might have sold it too hard and it didn't age well, because it did not age well. And I was just like, this is horrible. And I wanted to like it. I actually went in expecting an incredible, I was like, I can't believe I haven't seen this.
Okay, Equilibrium. Let me know. Do you guys like Equilibrium?
Christian Bale, and who else was in that?
The one that dude that died immediately, like he dies in every single movie he's ever in.
Yeah.
Sean Bean?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, Sean Bean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was taking a shot in the dark with my crossbow.
Yes. With my crossbow.
Hey, don't mention that whole good idea about the crossbow, because then all of a sudden Lucas is going to go to Disney about reshoots. This is the deluxe Chewbacca edition. I could sell, dude. I might buy it.
This one's even 4K-ier.
Chewbacca's-
Seeking Airman, I'm not even going there.
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to ignore that.
Whoa!
All right, well,
Han.
Oh, is that what he said about the
Yeah,
control
I know he's-
freaks?
yeah.
I love it. He is exactly right.
I don't think you read one of the earlier things.
No, I didn't.
about-
I'm not looking at my phone. You told me I shouldn't.
Don't worry, you were looking at his phone. It's totally different. Doesn't even count.
Yeah. Meow, she meow.
Yeah.
What's next?
Man, you guys have nothing. I got to bring everything to the table.
It's your
That-
podcast.
That's why it's not totally terrific.
The simple T.
If it was mine, it would be totally terrific. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meow,
Man, you
she
got me
meow.
doing that, doggone it.
Yeah.
But I was reading the Dark Phoenix saga, which I'm absolutely loving. I'm in like 5 issues of it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's all your fault with that
welcome.
stupid
That's
John-sized X-Men.
Awesome. That's awesome.
X gonna give it to you.
No, he's not. You can take it all you want.
Oh.
Talk nice.
But one of the characters, I thought, this guy had a really weird superpower. And I was thinking, what you guys know a lot of characters. What's a really weird superpower?
First, what character are you talking about in the
I'm
Dark
talking
Phoenix?
about Harry Leland, which is funny to say, by the way, his old Harry Leland,
Oh, Harry.
of the Hellfire Club. And his superpower is the ability to make things have more mass. Wolverine is coming towards him, and he just goes, ha, 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 ha.
And drops to the ground.
Wolverine just like, oh, can't move. And next thing you know, Wolverine just goes right through the floor.
I remember that.
And I'm just thinking, this is really an odd superpower to have.
Mm-hmm.
But creative and
Yeah.
not stupid. If you
Yeah.
thought about
Yeah.
it, you can pin anybody in the world.
Mhm.
The moment you do your thing, they're on the floor.
Man, I could be a great WWE wrestler.
Could you imagine, like, like in a pilot when they pull the G's,
Mhm.
and they say every G is like your body weight
Yeah.
on you?
Uh-huh.
What that guy could do, like, 10 G's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do that. Oh, my gosh.
Just make your bones cave in.
Just
on each
cave
other.
in, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
go
well-
the opposite way and make you light as a feather, and a regular punch would just.
And float you in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things about him that I thought was really funny is like, he's not a small man. He's a really robust man.
Oh, Harry Leon?
Yeah. Like, why can't this guy be a little bit slender when he's doing this? Because Wolverine just like making fun of him, and he's like, whatever, dude.
Ah, dude. Don't underestimate fat guys in a fight, man.
Yeah.
They don't have to look like an athlete to
Look
hit
at
like
me,
a
for
gorilla.
example.
Uh-huh.
Dude, don't underestimate Daryl.
Yeah.
He kills somebody.
Yeah. All right. What is anything you guys can think of?
I wrote a 5-issue series called The Worst X-Man Ever.
You wrote one?
No, I read it.
Oh, I was like, I want to read your book.
I know.
He was basically a suicide bomber. His mutant power was he could blow up, but he can only do it once. He died.
Isn't that
His
is the
power
worst.
is to take. You got to find the right time,
Yeah.
and
You
then it's
got-
all over.
it's
Was he a nuke power or
It's a
just
Yeah,
like
fuck
a?
yeah, he was a bomb, yeah.
I mean, like nuclear bomb.
But
Not nuclear. He could take out like half a skyscraper.
Screw that! Ain't nothing worth it. I don't care.
Like, dang, it's one shot.
Yep.
Now that sucks. What about that one guy you were talking about a couple weeks ago about One Punch?
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
He got
just
one
goes
punch.
around,
That's all he's got.
Boom.
Yep.
Well, the guy dies immediately,
Dead
so he doesn't
immediately.
need another punch.
Oh, that's what happens?
Yeah.
I thought he only had power for one punch, and then he was
No.
regular.
No, no.
Could you imagine hitting somebody
Yeah,
and they didn't
yeah,
go down?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
One Punch Man, also known as the Mighty Iron Fist, the Immortal Iron
The
Fist.
Immortal
Like,
Iron Fist.
There you go. That's it. That's all I
I'm
got.
the guardian
That's
of
it.
Kunlun.
It just went dark in my hand.
I haven't said it in 10 minutes, guys. I'm the guardian of Kunlun.
Dude. All right, let's
Don't
get-
start down that road.
we're going to go down that road shortly, though.
Yes, we'll go
But
down that
right
road in a
now,
little bit.
Really bad superpowers. Heard a guy was saying that there was a guy called Maggot Man, and his stomach can like turn to maggots and go out and do something. And if they're way too far, he can't eat because he no longer has a stomach. He's got to wait for the maggot stomach to come back before he can eat.
That's so disgusting.
That's really bad.
That is terrible, isn't it?
What kind of twisted guy that lives at home in his mother's basement came up with that thing?
Right.
It may have been Seeking Near Mint.
He goes, that's my character.
There was
My
another-
Just kidding. Love you.
Yeah.
There was another one in.
Ooh, One Punch Man versus Goku.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Gotta go Goku. It's hard to beat that.
Hey, all he's got to do is get one
Yeah,
punch
my
on
thing
you,
is,
though.
I know very little about either one, so I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Goku can always level up. He can
That's
always
it.
find
He can
the strongest.
always level up.
But if it only takes one punch to physically explode your body, he would have to never get hit in the entire fight.
Yeah.
Another character I saw, I can't remember if his name was Puke or Vomit. His ability is literally, I need to make this thing.
This dude's name is
Dennis, see you
diarrhea.
later. We're about to talk about Defenders too. Just let you know.
Was he leaving?
Yeah, he's got to go. Like he's got to work or something.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Thanks for not hanging out.
Yeah.
But
Remember when we were cool?
This dude's ability was whatever he could see, he could reproduce, but he has to vomit it up. Yeah.
Who wrote that nonsense?
I need a new car.
But it could be anything. He's like, I need a cosmic cube. Okay.
They had this guy that was on David Letterman. Yeah, that's all right.
He pulled up his Viagra commercial over there.
Hey, man.
If you're one of the 55.
If you're a subscriber, they do that kind of stuff for you.
I need Kate Beckinsale.
You like accidentally trigger the power and something too big to come out of your throat. And you're like, oh God.
How did you know? You got half of a tanker coming out of your.
Hey, they had this guy on David Letterman. He was called the Regurgitator.
Yeah.
And that was his trick. And he would take and swallow things and then bring them back up.
Regurgitator.
Now that's pretty unique in the fact that he can just do that at will, but he did like really.
Why would he do that at Will? What did Will ever do?
Shut up. He would take like a little Rubik's Cube.
I had you back there, Will.
He'd swallow it, and then in his stomach he'd do like this, and he'd twist it one twist, and then cough it back up, and it'd be twisted.
Jason's got this on man. He said the puke vomit guy.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got One Punch Man versus Goku. He's got One Punch Man.
Yeah, I kind of say that.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm thinking too. Since y'all said so, I don't know. I would take guy with Death Note. Just One Punch Man by punching self.
Ooh, what if he punches himself? That's a good thing to think about. What if he punched
Puke
himself?
Man, Vomit Man. Their cousin Diarrhea Man comes in. Like, nobody wants you in here. That's like you. Like you with the people that throwing the pennies at you on the strip club. No. No.
I need a brown car.
Oh
God. I can paint anything the color brown.
That's rough. Yeah, you guys ever see those YouTube videos of those guys that go into the elevator and they got a backpack of fake diarrhea and they pretend like they gotta go and it's like in Japan or something. They're all like, ooh, and all of a sudden he pushes a button and sprays them with like something like pudding or something.
That's so stupid.
And they lose their mind trying to get out of this locked elevator.
Was this Johnny Knoxville?
No, I don't think so. I think it was a Japanese.
When he was like the bad grandpa, he was in a restaurant. He's like, oh, and all over the wall of a restaurant.
Oh my gosh.
And then they just take off running.
Jackass. Some of those things I was like, why would you say, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, let's film myself.
There has to be a lot of money on the line there, man.
Okay, guys, what are some characters you can think of with really bad superpowers? Because there's a lot of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, probably all the X-Men movies in the past where they thought it was necessary to have 30 new X-Men introduced. You sit down in a meeting of mutants, and this guy's face goes ching ching.
Yeah,
like,
Quill, I think's his name.
Yeah,
He's like, he makes spikes. Wow.
Well, I mean, it came in handy. He's like, "How you doing? You're dead."
Yeah.
In the new run of the X-Men Gold comics, there's a dude. Like some of the mutants just have physical mutations. They don't actually have powers. Like one dude, he's a blob. He's a big glob of pink goo, and that's it, really.
And yeah, he's a mutant, but he doesn't have a power.
Yeah.
Now, how is that run going?
I like it. I like Gold. I'm not so much into Blue. Blue's more like the younger kids, like Scott and Jean, teenage years. So
I don't want to see that. What's the other one? What's the
Astonishing is on issue 2.
Yeah,
It
that just
started.
came out.
No, I'm sorry. Which of
Gold.
the teams do you like?
Gold.
Who's in that for the character base?
Old Man Logan, Gambit. I think Rogue is with them.
No matter where Gambit was, that's where he was going.
You know that's where I'm going, bro.
Yeah, but the other ones are the young kid versions.
Yeah, like Storm, Magic, pretty much all the ones I like.
How far?
Nightcrawler.
How deep are you in number wise?
It was like issue 8 come out, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm behind on those. Because I was like, I'm done reading them.
Yeah, 8 or 9, something like that. I'm surprised they started Astonishing already because they didn't get very far, like 8 or 9 issues.
And then they stopped and moved to.
Nah, I think it's still going. I think there's like 3 different X-Men books right now.
Yeah, this from a company that a year ago was like, we're not doing X-Men anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? Now X-Men all the things.
Yes. X-Men everything.
You know, they did the same thing that.
Do you remember that, Troy?
I totally remember that.
Yeah.
They did the
Because
same-
I was like, don't worry, it's gonna come back. Like, oh, X-Men. Yeah.
I didn't even
They
worry
watched the
about
podcast like, look at poor Peasy. Let's make X-Men. Let's make too many X-Men.
We got to keep it around for him.
Yeah, we got like
True
75 different X-Men.
But they're doing the same thing that DC did with Rebirth, how they did their little cut of issues and then they started the number back with those plus that.
Yeah.
Marvel's doing the same thing with Marvel Legacy.
Yeah.
They're going back to the old numbers, so X-Men's like 600 or something like that.
it. Really?
Yeah.
God, man. I don't know why they just keep screwing with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, are you trying to make this so convoluted nobody can understand what you're doing?
Well, DC only did that with 2 titles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Marvel's doing it with all their titles.
Yeah, they did it with
seems like it,
Batman.
yeah.
No, they did it with Detective Comics.
Okay,
and
Batman, Detective
Comics, and
Superman.
Action Comics.
Action Comics.
Superman Action Comics.
Okay.
That's and I'm like, well, what about Batman and stuff like that? Like, nah, we don't need that.
I just don't understand the mindset. These guys are having meetings. It's like, are you smoking weed?
I mean, like
There's no
in
logic
10
to what
years,
you're
somebody's
doing.
like, I need to get all these, and they're like, why is there a 52 issue gap here?
Yeah.
It's gonna make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, and they go off on this tree branch that just ends nowhere. And you're like, that. You know what it's like? It's like Lost of comic books, and we're all lost, right?
Jason, you need to put spoiler alert at the beginning of the comment, not the end.
Jason, that sucks.
Because I'm like this. Professor X is
Don't read it.
Right at the end of the spoiler.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Sasquatch and Nessie both show up in the final issue too. Spoiler alert.
You know what? We're canceling this podcast. That's it. That's it. It's over, Jerry. Over.
Oh, dude.
We're going to Mindy's.
Did you have you started reading any of the Generation books?
I have not. I did not get Hulk and Totally Awesome Hulk.
I downloaded them and they're all right. The one that was really kind of cool was the Jean Grey one.
I got that one, and I got the one that come out today. I can't even think of which one it was.
Wolverines.
Yeah. Wolverine, all new Wolverine.
I didn't.
And I want to read those too.
Galactus is in the other book, and I never really understood like exactly how powerful Galactus is. Like, I know he's the big dude that eats planets, but
if you can eat a planet,
in that book he was taking on 2 Phoenix forces and still holding his own. So I was like,
oh wow,
that dude's got some power.
Oh wow, that is pretty good. Because they always argue that Phoenix, singular, could blow him away.
Yeah.
And I never knew this. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider can actually take and overpower him, and I think it was in the cartoons and stuff. He did.
Oh yeah.
Really, I've not seen that.
He Pennant stared him, and he got to see his own thing, and it was just like, dude,
oh no kidding. Wow.
Yeah, Ghost Rider, nobody come riding up on his bike, and he says, "Kneel."
Okay. Neither did he.
Kneel before Daryl. Seeking Him, I agree with you. Captain Carrot.
I used to read that.
Yeah,
Captain Carrot.
He's like, they should bring that back. He's like, that was a good character.
I don't know that one.
I love those.
It's no Usagi Yojimbo.
Peter Porker, Spider Ham.
I was looking at that the other day. Somebody had some of those. Like, I want to get some of those.
I got a couple of them,
Yeah.
and they're totally silly, but I mean, it's brain candy.
Yeah.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
Looking for truffles, gotta dig. I tried, man.
I mean, that's
I didn't have much to work with.
That's not
there.
what Homer Simpson said, but it's pretty good.
It works. It works.
Donuts.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was in Roanoke Saturday, and I did not get donuts.
No Krispy Kreme stop?
No, I did not. I drove right past it, did not get any.
Who are you and what have you done with D?
All
Yeah.
I know is I deserve a little bit of attaboy.
Attaboy.
There you go.
What do you
I even
prefer,
fake-
Krispy Kreme
I
or Dunkin'
fake
Donuts?
trained
There's
they
only
do.
one choice, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Really?
Get
Yeah.
that Dunkin' Donut garbage out of
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
You can
dude,
put
no,
those
Dunkin'
Dunkins right
all
in
the
a
way.
trash can, man.
Trash.
I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about, were you talking about the Munchkins? Is that what they were called?
Yeah, but the jelly-filled ones.
Yeah, and somebody was like, man, you got to try those. Those are really good. And I'm like, I don't want to cheat on my Krispy
Right.
Kreme, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to
might
say
not-
cheat on your diet. It's like,
yeah, I know. I mean, I don't want to get too much sugar in me.
hey, also, I want to welcome you back tonight to training.
Yeah, I pretended like I was doing something.
You did great.
Seeking him in, Krispy Kreme is crack.
That's right.
He's right.
That is legitimate. That is totally legitimate. Dead Pooh?
Dippy.
Winnie the Pooh?
I was like,
Dead Pooh? I was telling somebody about, have you read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again?
I got 1 and 2. I haven't read 3 yet.
Yeah, I read the first one. I was like, I'm not wasting my time.
Really?
The original series, I loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, you're wasting my time with this one.
Oh, I think it's kind of cool. I'm into it.
I don't know. Some of the silly things that they do with him are so far out there that I'm just like, I don't know.
So
I'm not in the mood.
Let's see.
Sometimes I am, but I mean, most of the time I would say no.
Just say no.
Just say
to Krispy Kreme. No, not the Krispy Kreme. To Dunkin's. Say no to Dunkin'.
no, man. Dunkin'.
See, you just did. You said no. Thank you.
Look right here.
You get the punch me. You get the punch me.
You watch. Pass it on.
Can't hit him very hard, Bruce.
Yeah. I am fragile. Must be from France.
Sexy leg lamp.
I almost bought one of those one year.
I almost did too, and then I was like, thank God I didn't.
Right.
All right, 2 things coming out on Netflix this weekend. Defenders.
Whoop. I'm excited. What about you?
Not at all.
No.
I'm excited for one of the 4 characters.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
I was like, Jessica?
Daredevil and the 3 people that wear normal clothes that are kind of strong.
Well, I'm a little worried about that very thing. That it's going to be really underwhelming. I mean, think about it. The Avengers, I mean, we were salivating when they first got together because they were going to just, not just be tough guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Thor,
that first
the God
team
of Thunder,
yeah.
the Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. These guys, they make them look so realistic. They're just like, might be able to take Luke Cage.
Right.
Like,
right.
Seeking Humor just said, we read Metal yet? We have not.
Haven't read that
I
one.
just got it today, so I haven't had a chance to read that.
No.
But the casting and the Forge, both of those are really, really good.
Those are really good. Have you read either one of those?
No. Have you guys done God's Country? Is that still something you're in?
That they finished, didn't it? With that 6-issue series.
Yeah, it was 5 or 6. That's
Yeah.
And it's all
done.
done?
Yeah.
Oh, I got okay.
I think was that what?
I think I
it's
only
done,
did
yeah.
2 issues. I didn't get any further than that. I need to. I love that. I thought that was the best of all the new stuff that you'd given me.
The one thing about Defenders I'm not looking forward to is Iron Fist. I mean, even in the trailer, he's going, "I am the immortal Iron Fist." Like, dude, shut up.
Again, we
Just
know.
shut up.
You don't think they've learned any lessons from the backlash? It's really good that they got backlash in their last one, so they tread a little careful. Maybe they can pull it
I mean,
out.
when you stick that right in the trailer, like, oh, gosh, Luke Cage is like, what? I was like, you know what? Right off, I'm liking Luke Cage just because he's like, what are you even talking about?
Who cares?
Stop whining over there. Jeez.
I want him to wear the tiara.
He did.
He did for a
He
minute.
did.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Just for a split second, yeah.
You imagine they made me wear this thing?
He's like, I look ridiculous. He had the full thing on too. There, he had like the yellow 70s shirt.
I thought that was
and everything.
cool though.
Yeah.
Just that split second.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just show me one time the
I
actual
agree.
costume.
I agree. It's just that one time. I was like, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this: has Rotten Tomatoes done any kind of like release of their score for it yet?
I never even look up those, so I don't know.
I don't really
I'd be
follow those.
really interested though on this to see, because sometimes Daredevil, the first season got a really, really high score and it was good.
Yeah.
Second season they gave it a little lower score, but I thought that the second season was good.
Yeah, I like both seasons though.
And then I saw they panned Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Luke Cage they gave a decent one, like a B if you will. Jessica Jones, same. I like Jessica Jones. That
I
was
like that one. That was probably the second
I
best.
like the bad character in that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
me
that
too.
Kilgrave,
dude
yeah.
was great.
That was a
Kilgrave, yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm.
I mean, because that's the only way that could have played out, with somebody like her in a normal, a realistic, gritty setting. That was really good.
Yeah, I really like that one.
But they really did. They panned Iron Fist really bad, and I'm wondering, they get together, it'll break my heart. I mean, I might not even watch it if they say this sucks. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time then.
Why do you care what these people say?
I know.
For the
Have your own opinion, man.
For the most part, I have been staying away and not caring.
Looking for reasons not to watch stuff now.
But if they just kill it because it just sucks, I mean, they were right about Iron Fist.
What if we watch and go, dude, you need to see this. This is really good stuff. But they kill it.
Well, if you guys then I would say yes. If you guys
See?
gave it a stamp of approval, because you guys
So we gotta
are-
waste our 18 hours first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Jump, see how deep it is.
Obviously, he values our opinion.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Come see, come sa. Yeah, right.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
You guys just lost the ability to sell me on anything. I was like,
Equilibrium
that's
is,
right, they like that.
It's a masterpiece. I don't know what you
I
watch.
don't get it. You like everything else we like except that one movie. It's like a stain on our record. We can't have this.
That's really rough one too. I was like this. I was like, ugh.
I
think you're having a bad day. You need to give
you
it a try
had to
again.
been.
I don't
That's
think I
the
could
first-
watch it again.
That is literally the first movie you have ever seen in your entire life that you did not like.
It's a popcorn movie.
No, that is not the first.
Dude, that's a whole tub of popcorn.
Charlie
right there.
Hunnam, The Lost City of Z. I had to turn that one off like last week. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not Sharknado, but I mean, come on.
Well, right after that, I bounced back with the slam dunk, man. Masterminds with Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, you were talking about that last week. Yeah.
I can't watch Zach Galifianakis. I don't like him at all. I don't.
Have you guys seen this movie on Netflix? It's like something camp, and it's got like Alyssa Milano and a bunch of stars in it.
I don't think
It was like they were in a summer camp in the 80s when they were like kids.
Oh,
and they're like, we're all gonna come back and see how we're doing in like 20 years.
Yeah, but they had it back about 15 years ago that they play like teenagers and stuff at a camp, and now they're coming back to this camp again. They actually had it was like a mini series at one time.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I can't think because I think Chris Pine might have been on one of them.
He was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a bunch of stars.
Explain this again, because I lost you there.
It was like a summer camp.
You mean they made this 15 years ago, and now they're revisiting it?
It might not have been 15 years ago, but it was like mid 2000s, where they were playing like teenagers and stuff.
Huh? Never even heard of it.
And it's a comedy. And so now they're going back and doing it again. I don't think he's going to be on it, but there's a lot of pretty decent celebrities in the show.
And it's called Summer Camp?
Something like that.
Something with camp in the name. You'll see it on like the one of the first ones that pops up when you go into Netflix.
Because I watched the other two. There's a miniseries, and then they had something. I think it was just a movie not too long ago, and now they're going back and doing another movie for it.
That's kind of
or maybe a series. Is it a series?
I think it's a movie.
Yeah.
Did you like it? I mean, the first.
I thought they were hilarious.
Oh, okay, cool.
Comedizzle.
Comedizzle.
I haven't seen either one. I just noticed all the stars, and I was like, that might be worth watching.
Yeah. Is it good? Is it very good?
What did they do? Was it New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day where they did that?
I never watched any of those.
I didn't see that either.
No, there's not enough money. You're not going to pay me to waste that kind of time in my life.
Seekin's talking about Game of Thrones. Either one of you guys do that?
Did they say what?
Game of Thrones.
I have not watched it. Last Christmas they had the first 3 seasons for I think $7.99 each. I bought all 3 seasons. They are literally still in the wrapper.
Yeah. I watched the first season and I waited for it to get good, and I waited and 12 hours of TV into it, still wasn't good.
That was me with Lost.
I did the same thing. I watched the first season, and at the end of that, when Sean Bean kind of bought it, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, he dies in everything.
I know,
That's
but
expected.
It should have been, but that was the one where I first realized that.
But it's like now they're in like 7 seasons in, and they actually have a budget, so they got all this cool crap going on. It's like I kind of want to watch it now, but I don't want to watch 6 seasons of TV to get caught up.
Every week I hear people going nuts about it on Facebook.
Dude,
I have the most stories about Game of Thrones on my Facebook for a show I've never seen.
Yeah,
dude, me too. Same thing.
I mean, were you like that with Breaking Bad?
Yeah. Breaking Bad is the best thing I ever went back and caught up on.
I'll tell you something that I thought was awesome. Great about that is you watched it way after we did. And I was watching how much you were enjoying it. I'm like, gosh, I wish I could go back
and enjoy it like that. No, I'm telling you. If somebody came in now, that's how I would feel.
And last week I was thinking when I started reading X-Men and started really liking it, I'm like, I bet y'all are thinking, man, I wish I could go back and read that again for the first time.
Now, let me ask you, as far as your X-Men reading, are you going to take and just read every single X-Men in order, or are you just going for major storylines that you like?
You know what? I might just keep going with it.
Are you in order still from Giant Size X-Men?
No. I should have actually started with 94 because that's actually when they kind of went into continuity.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have started right there, but I did start with Dark Phoenix Saga.
Oh, okay.
So that's at 129.
That's a good place to start, though. Yeah. That's a solid.
That's like one of the milestones.
All
comic books, really.
Yeah, it really is, because it is the core group that I grew up with. That was like my group of X-Men.
Right.
More than like Iceman, Angel, Beast, those guys. It was those.
Seeking Near Men. Who was it? Jason Smith was talking about. He almost got the first appearance of Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Do you know which issues is that?
I'm not sure.
Gosh, which issue? That's not. 635 is First Red Hood. It's somewhere in that ballpark. I think I might be wrong. But Seeking Your Men and their 9.2 crew. I love watching their stuff, and I'm gonna be on there with some of their stuff that they're doing. Their group chats that they have on YouTube.
That's cool.
But one of the things they were talking about is buying too many comics. Is that getting to be a problem?
All right.
And I thought about me and you right off the bat. Not so much you.
I just realized that, dude, I've literally got thousands of comics that I have never opened.
Wow.
Thousands.
Just go ahead and give them to me. I'll take them.
Dude, I'm waiting for that day when I hit the lottery.
You give me the good stuff, give me the crap.
Okay.
Give me Marvel. He can have DC. He likes DC better.
I'm not saying I don't want to read them. I just haven't read them.
Give me the X-Men now, because I'm really digging them. You can have, like, Spider-Man.
You know what sucks? For the most part, unless somebody tells me about a storyline where I'm buying it specifically because the story's good, so much of it I'll base on the cover art throughout my life.
I've done that so many
Oh,
times.
that looks great.
Yeah.
It might suck. I don't know.
Yeah. I bought many comic books just based on the cover.
Yeah, there's some awesome ones out there.
It's hard not to. I mean, if you had any one of those as a cover,
Yeah.
I would buy it.
That one is a cover.
Yeah, love
I know. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
any one of them. Anything that's that level of good, I'm like,
Mhm.
yep. I would buy it.
Faux show.
Hold on. We got to have a pause in the podcast just to check out Gail.
Yeah, I know.
You
Like,
keep saying Gale. Isn't it Gal?
No, I don't think
There's
so.
no E on there.
I
No
don't
E,
think
there's no
you can.
I. G-A-I-L? G-A-L-E. Which way do we go here?
Maybe it should be Gal Gadot. Maybe I'm
I always
saying
thought
it
it was
wrong.
Gal.
God, I'm glad I haven't met her yet.
All right.
Hi, Gail. That's not my name.
Mrs. Gadare.
Did she turn into Jack Sparrow?
It's not my problem.
It's not my name, mate.
Where's the rum?
I'll tell you something I saw.
Kevin Smith is on here.
Kevin Smith, what's up? I tell you something that...
Man, he is throwing some ugliness on this.
Nah,
Lord
pay
have mercy.
attention. But there was something I saw next door, and I was like, interesting thing. It was, I think it was like the Bible number 6, and I was like, what's the first appearance of Jesus in comics?
There's one I'm gonna get off of Midtown. It's like X-Men 132. First appearance of Hugh Hefner.
Okay, that's the exact opposite direction of where we were going with that. The
But he's
exact
on that
opposite.
level.
Well, you're talking about extremes. So if you think of hot, you're thinking of cold right next to it.
All right.
Jesus, Hugh.
Seeking said back up, I don't want to skip over that. 7 to Eternity. That is probably my favorite new thing right now. I love that book.
7 to Eternity. I have not started reading that. I've got it ready to go.
I've got all of them 1 through 8. I had to go back and pay a little bit for issues 1 and 2, but I got the whole run now. I got it on the pull list, so I get the rest at cover price.
I used to do the pull list, and that's where the 1,000 comic
Yeah.
problem started. I was like, good Lord,
Especially in the
man.
90s. They were throwing all kinds of titles around.
Oh, that's what I did, man. As soon as Image came out, I was like, I told the guy that was doing my pull and hold service for me, he was like, every number 1 get, and I want them all the way up to 20. He came in this one day, and I hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks, and I've got like a box of comics I have to pay for. And he was still a kid, too. He goes, dude, my dad said I got to get the money from you, dude. I guess his dad fronted it for him or something.
Ah, yeah.
There you go.
Lord have mercy. No, now, what about you? Do you have a lot of comics that you get and have not read, or are you pretty caught up with most of your stuff?
I'm trying to figure out if I should lie about this part here now. No, there's a ton of them I haven't read. There's a ton of them.
Dude.
See, the majority of what comes out week to week, I'll just download and I'll read them on lunch on my phone or something. I'll buy maybe 2 or 3 books a week. Actual physical buys.
Now, when you do that, you go to Marvel.com or DC.com or whatever and buy them and download them?
Of course I do.
I wouldn't mind reading them on my phone, but that's a small screen for me.
Yeah, that's why he got this ginormous thing.
Yeah,
over
I got
there.
the Plus, baby.
Is that a Note?
Nah.
Not Samsung, right? It's iPhone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to
get
insult you.
Filthy garbage out of here.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny when we went to California, the things that TSA banned, they banned the Samsung Galaxy 7 or whatever it is, the one that was exploding.
Dude, every time I got on the plane, they said, if you have a Samsung Galaxy, please bring it up here. I was like, iPhone right here, bro.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Don't hear
That
that
is
with
weird.
Lord Jobs.
And they were talking about United banning comic books.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear about that?
No.
They were
Yeah.
saying like all the guys that went to Comic-Con and bought comics, you can't fly with them for whatever reason. I have no idea what reason.
They didn't give you a reason, even a bad one?
Basically, what I've heard is so much paper could be a fire hazard.
Wow.
Now, I was like, really? But one of the things I actually thought about is how many people are actually going to San Diego Comic-Con to actually get comic books?
That's true.
It's sadly, it's a low number.
Yeah.
Did you bring a lot back, or did you take and mail most of it?
Actually, I brought all of them back that I did get.
Yeah, I flew with my books.
hmm I had a bunch of them in my suitcase, which weighed 46 pounds on the way back. I was 4 pounds under the limit.
Wow. You left your socks, huh?
Yeah. It's like, who needs clothes?
You know, a minute ago you were talking about buying too many books.
Yeah.
And last week you were talking about like Comic-Con withdrawal or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a real thing. I
Yeah.
would not have thought that, but
Yeah.
you go somewhere like that, and it's just like Christmas pretty much. I mean, think about Christmas when you were a kid.
And then you got to go through the drudgery
Yeah,
of daily life.
you look
yeah.
forward to this thing for months. It gets here, and it pays off. It's this great thing,
Yeah.
the best thing you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 days later, and it's like, it's over. I
Yeah.
gotta wait an entire year to do this again.
I mean, it literally took me the better part of a month to shave.
I didn't get that bad.
Well, you're not cool.
The worst thing for me was, like I didn't have a budget out there. I
Yeah.
could buy whatever I wanted. I was spending cash, and then you get back home and you're still in that mode. You're like, I need more comic books. I need to buy some more stuff.
Oh my god.
he would message me like, I just bought. I'm like, who are you?
Right.
In here, you didn't buy anything.
I am
Penny
pretty
pincher
sure
peasy.
that's the definition of an addict.
Right.
Must have crack.
Gotta get my
Yeah.
comics, man.
Now, actually, on the 9.2 crew, that's the actual thing they were talking about the other day. It's like there's always another Grail to get. There's always another.
Oh, dude,
you know,
totally.
best comic book to get. It's like you got this. Like what now? Like, well, there's another one I can
That's
get.
that famous
Nah.
quote by, when they were interviewing Rockefeller back
Mm-hmm.
in the day. I guess it was in the 30s or 40s. I don't know. And they said, man, you got all these dollars, man.
Mhm.
Richest guy in the world. How many more dollars is it going to take? I mean, when's it enough? How many more dollars? And he goes, just one more.
Just all of them. And all of them.
Every day. Just one more. Just one more. It's always. I tell you what, it's a real problem, though, because so many people don't understand. I don't want to get philosophical, but
It's like it's not a problem for you. I mean, us poor people. it
Yeah, I
is.
know, right?
no, philosophically speaking, there's something about that need to search to get
Uh-huh.
instead of being grateful for what you got. And that's
Yeah.
a sad state because that's what happens with all of these artists that end up, committing suicide. They're just like, wait a minute, there's got to be something around the next corner. And it's like, no, man. Live in the moment.
Kind
Love
of
your
getting that
moment.
way with the Funko Pops because something new will come out and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I gotta have that one. I'll get it. I'll take it home, sit it on the shelf, and be like, well, all right. Now what?
Now what? I saw
Goal complete.
Yeah.
I saw a different statue series. I'll have to try to find it to bring it in. It wasn't Funko Pop. They were kind of like, you know how Scotty Young draws the young X-Men, whatever?
Yeah.
They were kind of that style. Really neat things on Amazon for like $20 or something, maybe $16. But they were statues.
Must have.
And I was like, oh, I can't believe I don't have that name. I'll figure it out and send it to you.
That one Japanese company that you got that Harley from was like Kaboku or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Dude, they make some amazing
They
ones,
make
so.
some amazing. I know exactly what you're talking about. They are crazy good. Good Lord.
It's totally
Just
true,
hit-
dear man.
you got
It's
the-
totally
yeah.
true.
Yes.
I 100% agree with that assessment of the situation.
One's never enough.
That's rough, man.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
Tell my kids, don't read this. Don't read this.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
Moving along. Dude, I did watch a show. I know you don't want to talk about it right now, so I'll just mention it and we'll wait till you finish it. But Westworld. You've seen all of Westworld,
I'm
right?
up through episode
Loved it.
5, so I'm like about 10 episodes.
10.
Are
yeah.
you currently going through this?
Yeah, I'm going through now.
Loving it,
I just
right?
finished
Yeah.
Ozark.
I think episode 5 is when it started coming together and really getting good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, where did they go now? I'm like, oh gosh, can't wait. Because I was,
good for you.
watching both of them together.
Yeah.
Like, I was going back and forth. I was like, I need to just finish this one and then go to this one.
It's fantastic.
It's really good. It's better than I expected because I hadn't seen the older version, so I didn't really expect
Oh, me
anything.
neither.
And
Me neither.
it was excellent. The story just builds and builds and gets deeper
So
and deeper.
good.
And the payoff at the end, it's fantastic.
How many times does that just, kill it? There's no
Rarely-
payoff at the end.
Rarely it does.
And
yeah.
this thing totally exceeded. I mean, I thought it was good. It was interesting premise, but I stayed in, and boy, the payoff, it was like, whoa.
I literally out loud said, "Wow."
Oh, yeah, dude, I wouldn't doubt if I did, too.
Yeah.
I'm still skipping to the last episode.
No.
No, let it build, man. Let it build.
You need to be into it. I mean, to me, I put that in that small corral with Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Spartacus had a really good
Spartacus,
payoff.
I'd put that in there.
I like the first season of Spartacus. Then after
Yeah,
that,
yeah, but that's what I'm putting in there, the
Mhm.
first season. The other ones were good, but that first season was epic.
That was-
I
yeah,
thought
it was
that thing was
amazing.
great.
If that thing
first
would have
season.
stood alone and
Mhm.
not had any more, just like Westworld,
Yeah.
boom.
Fantastic.
So you don't think there'll be another season of Westworld?
Oh, there will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was like, well, they got to.
Yeah.
One of the things coming out next week, Death Note is coming out. I know you
Yes.
you haven't read that or anything,
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be
but
awesome.
the anime that I watched, 37 episodes, was absolutely amazing. You read the books.
I read the books. They were really great too.
Which when we were talking about, they're kind of twisted, different from each other. But one thing I'm trying to figure out, the books were huge. I looked at it's 5 volumes of it, and they were about yay thick with each one. Yay thick. So that's yay.
That's yay.
And so then what I watched, it was 37 episodes, and each one was 22 minutes. The movie's gonna be an hour and 40 minutes. Like, how is this even going to possibly work?
Super condensed.
Tokyo Ghoul. I do want to watch that.
I have not watched that one either. And Netflix has like their original one. They have one called Seven Deadly Sins or something.
I saw that. I was thinking about watching that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about watching that one too. So much to watch.
I know you have no interest in that stuff, do you?
You know, I just can't follow it. I have no frame of reference.
I don't usually watch a lot of TV. Like I was telling you guys before, I might have watched like an hour of TV a week, and it's like now there's so many series to watch. It's kind of overwhelming a little bit.
I hate it because like I want to watch The Flash. I'm a full season behind.
Yeah.
I'm half season behind Walking Dead. Ozark's come out. I want to watch that. There's a bunch of I'm just like, where do I start?
Yeah,
and one other thing that's starting this week that I watch every year, the Little League World Series. I love watching those kids every year. It's awesome watching them.
Don't watch kids, man. It's inappropriate. Don't watch kids.
But they're watching back. But anyway,
Bill Burr, get this thing away from me. Look at my hands. Get the Bill Burr for president.
I can't do the Rick and Morty. I gave a couple episodes a chance, but I just didn't.
I tried to watch that, and it's funny. That and one other show. I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, Star Wars Rebel. I watched 3 weeks apart, same episode. I'm like, man, what?
This a cartoon?
Yeah. I'm like, why is the same episode 3 weeks apart?
I saw a commercial for a show you guys are talking about today, Sneaky Pete.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
That I didn't know it was Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah,
I was like,
I told him that.
oh my god.
Walter
Did you
White.
tell me that? I forgot.
I told you that. Yes.
So
when I outlined the plot of it, yeah.
Mr. Walter White himself.
Man, I was like,
good show.
I
can't gush over and say it's the best thing I've ever watched.
Yeah, it's not the best thing, but it's
something to
solid.
watch.
It's
but I
definitely
love
solid.
Giovanni, man. Everything he's in, I dig, man.
Yeah.
He's just so quirky. He's solid, man.
Yeah.
That's a solid performance.
He plays a good role. Yeah.
Do you remember him in the Postman?
No.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
No.
You never saw that?
No.
Did you like that movie?
I was really young, so I wasn't that into it, but I remember it.
I'm so old. I was like probably out of the military by the time I saw that.
I was 4 when you got out of the military.
I'm old.
He's like 2 years older than me.
I was playing with my He-Man.
Remember when the Little Rascals first came out?
Yeah, they had the horse with the bag.
Wah, 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 wah.
Okay.
Dude.
Orville Redenbacher.
Homeo. Dude, I'm telling you, that right there, Postman, that's a weird story for them. It's like, who came up with this idea? But I love it. That's one I haven't seen in forever. I might have to get that on DVD and put that in.
Wasn't that a really long movie?
It's
Like
like
3 or 4
hours. Yeah.
What's the longest movie that you guys have seen? Because I remember The Right Stuff. It was so long, it actually had an intermission.
I remember back in the day.
No way. In the theater?
Yeah.
I remember Braveheart was 2 VHSs. You had to get to the end, pop the second one.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That is my favorite movie.
Yeah, that's good.
Literally, it's a tie for me between Braveheart and
Equilibrium.
Enter the Dragon. Yeah, Equilibrium. Enter the Dragon and Wizard of Oz. Because the Wizard of Oz was like magic as a kid.
That actually, I think, was playing at the theater now.
Oh, no kidding.
Over across town.
Cool.
At the venue.
The venue.
Wizard of Oz.
Those
Actually,
things.
I wanted to see that too on big screen. I think that'd be awesome.
I have no. It's like Jaws. I don't.
It's
wanna
one of
see
my
that
favorite movies that I really just don't even want to see it though.
Well, it's one of my favorite movies from my memories.
Uh-huh.
It's like I've seen it so many times. I really wouldn't want to pay to see it again.
That's true. Yeah.
I
got a
he
60
is old
inch.
enough to have seen it in theater though.
You know, that's the first time they ever had color in a theater. First time Technicolor was ever used. They took and did the black and white, and when it went to Oz, that's why it was such a big deal. They were like, man, you talk about magic, they had it in color.
That is pretty cool.
And then that's why
it still is, so you can still go watch it and see the same thing.
Oh, really?
Really?
Duh.
Really?
Like my comeback.
Watchmen was very good.
I know you are.
Really? Or something.
Watchmen is good.
Yeah, he mentioned Watchmen. That's probably the closest movie
Storyboard
book,
transfer.
Yeah, translation
Without
I've seen. Yeah, they changed the ending a little bit, and they changed it for the better. They made it make more sense. But
Favorite part of that
pretty much the
movie
entire-
or that story in the books and in the movie? Rorschach.
Yeah, Rorschach's
going-
prison stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, going into that, I had not read the book.
Oh, really?
The books. So I'm watching. I'm like, why is there so much blue dong in this?
Oh, dude. You know what? That ruined it. They could have made him look like a Ken doll type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but I
could've
mean,
done
the thing was, at the end when he's going up, and the window's broken, looking down, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a gigantic 40-foot dong coming through there.
Death by Dong.
Well, when I was watching it in the theaters, there was like some high school girls in front of me with their boyfriends, and the whole movie they were like, "I can't watch this." I was like, "Shut the, oh man,
Yeah,
you're
'cause
ruining it."
We were joking back then. It's like, you know what? They're going to have an extended version called the More Dong Edition.
The really extended version.
The Blue Man unveiled.
Blue Man Group.
I did like Rorschach. Don't you guys
Yeah.
think that actor would play a good Carnage?
Oh yeah,
I
dude,
think he
Jackie
would,
Earl
yeah.
Haley, man.
I think he'd be a great Carnage.
He was just in something that I watched the other day, and he did a great job. What was he in?
He was in the Freddy Krueger remake.
Yeah, but it was
that.
something. Man, for some reason I want to
He's
think it
pretty
was like
small,
Rogue
too, isn't
One
he?
or something like that.
I
Is he
think
Rogue
so.
One?
I don't
No,
think so.
it was something I was watching. I can't believe I can't remember. It was so good, and he did really good in it.
It was that
too.
movie where they did the thing.
That thing with the guys
Yeah.
doing the other stuff.
Have you seen Batman? He wasn't in that.
He wasn't in that. Dude, that's been a solid.
What's all up on
podcast.
your list?
That's all I got
That's
on my
it.
That's all
list.
you got on
Oh,
your
we're
list?
at 45. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How about a preview about what we got coming up next week?
I don't know. Maybe we can play
Let's
the game next week.
Play a little bit of
Super Fight.
Super Fight.
We'll try that next week. We will try it this week, but I didn't think we would get to it because we had a lot going on.
It's a pretty cool premise if you've never heard of it. It's a card game where you deal out a person or a group of people an ability and where they are or what they're wearing or something like that, and you just discuss who would win in a fight between that. Like, for example, on the back, kindergarten class that breathes fire while wearing a jetpack versus a pirate swinging a shark on a chain on a Segway.
We're playing that next week.
Yeah.
Sounds
a
pretty
good-
awesome. That's unique. I like
That's a
that.
great conversation
Yeah.
right there, buddy.
And also, next week there's also this. I think there's a little fight going on somewhere, isn't it?
Oh,
And that next week,
Oh, dude, I can't believe we didn't mention that.
that little fight.
The fight.
I think
might
it,
be out
it's
of town for it.
It's WWE SummerSlam. It's we're
That's
looking forward to that. That will be.
Are they
something.
having that the same night?
Yeah. Oh, I meant to mention Ric Flair,
Oh yeah.
Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Keep him in your prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think he was supposed to have an operation or something. But I think something happened before that, and last I heard, his kidneys had shut down. They had induced coma.
Yeah, medically induced coma.
And
yeah.
so, it's not looking real good. So,
Keep the nature boy.
and last month,
Yeah.
it's so weird. Last month, I just saw him at a con.
You just met him, right?
I didn't get the meeting. I was going to. I was like, I don't need to pay to see Rick. And it's another one of those things like, darn it, he didn't have a line or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Could have
Really?
It'd been like $40 to meet Rick.
Oh, well, that's why it was no line.
Yeah. Well, dude, a lot of these other people had like huge lines.
To pay $40.
Oh, some of them more than that.
Wonder if that hurts his like ego, his confidence. Is like, dang, come on, ain't nobody here. This
He
is
is Ric
embarrassing.
Flair. It doesn't matter.
It's gotta matter.
Not to the woo Nature Boy.
Man. Hey, speaking of which, in the UFC, Matt Hughes, they had a picture released of him out of the hospital because what they were saying was
Yeah.
he was on death's door. It's
Yeah.
like, no, he ain't gonna make it.
He's looking thin though.
Oh, he was so skinny, I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I read, and I was like, and then I looked a little closer, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Man.
So, prayers are with you, Matt. I hope you do good, man.
Yeah, that's
Same with Rick too.
yeah, it's just, he's you watching wrestling my whole life. I mean, you probably didn't, did you?
Just in like my teen years. Yeah.
But it's one of
Yeah,
those
my
things
teen
that
years,
you
I
don't
did.
even have to know wrestling. You know Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Oh.
Hulk Hogan is another one
Yeah.
that you would
Yeah.
know right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah.
So Rick, Charlotte Flair, also his daughter.
Yeah.
She's probably we're expecting her probably not to do the pay-per-view this week.
Right.
Like she was supposed to be there, and no one, knowing the Flair family, they'll be like, no, you're going.
Mm.
Yeah, it's your job. You're doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell you what, if my
Carry-
dad was going, I'd be
put
like,
on the
you'd be
show.
mad at me all
Put
day.
on
I'm
the
gonna
show.
be with you.
All right.
Yeah. The show must go on, type of thing.
Excellent.
Mm.
The traveling carnival, so to speak. But Nature Boy, got you in our prayers, man. Thinking about you. What else we got? Anything else?
Hey, no, but next week we've got the Conor McGregor fight we'll talk about.
Conor
Just go with me. Go with
Uh-huh.
me. Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. Also-
he used to be here. Is he still in the other room?
Oh yeah, he's in the other room.
Conor. McGregor.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it's not a Spartan. Connor's getting ready for a Spartan, so
Yeah.
we're doing an obstacle 5K.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back and tell you if I survive or not.
Well, okay. If you don't come back, we'll know you did not survive.
We'll assume.
True. So
Talk
that's all I
about
got.
the GSP Bisping fights finally.
Signed,
signed.
sealed, and
Oh, is it
delivered.
really? I did
Yeah.
not hear that.
Yeah.
So,
November, I
his,
think.
his eyes okay finally?
Yeah, I guess
Supposedly,
so.
I think they're fighting in November.
Ah. So, Bisping, is he still considered the champ?
He
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
He's a
Or
champ.
because they have an interim?
Yeah, it's so weird. They do have an interim and they have a champion at the same time.
That's what I was thinking. Because I know he didn't fight because he just kept been waiting for GSP.
The UFC actually, though, is starting to catch their stride a little bit.
Mhm.
GSP will be back.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, of course, is making noise with the Floyd fight,
Mhm.
and John Jones is back.
There's a lot of talk about that though. If by some miracle Conor wins, does he even come back to UFC?
He doesn't, and he's not going to win. And does that damage the UFC by all the boxers who always talk crap about MMA like they can't really fight? They're just going against
Well,
subpar.
I think this-
Boxing isn't really fighting. It's boxing.
To me,
It's limited.
It confirms what we already believe, that if you're a UFC guy fighting boxing, you're going to lose,
Mhm.
and vice versa.
Vice
Yeah,
I
versa,
mean,
yeah.
totally agree.
James Toney tried to go in UFC against
Totally
Couture.
Boxing
but-
is not bad. It's just
but-
limited. He's a
Nah.
specialist.
Yeah,
So I mean, I think
I don't think it'll hurt him.
like that.
I hope not.
I don't see it being a problem.
I'm getting excited for it though. It's like I'm realistic about it. I don't have a lot of hope, but
Mhm.
I don't
there's
either.
a little
I'm
bit
pulling
of-
for him, but I don't have a whole lot.
Saying there's a chance.
there's a chance.
It's such a long shot. I might put money on it because it would be worth it if he won. But I don't know what the odds are.
Do you know a guy?
I know a few guys.
Oh, he knows some guys.
Yeah.
The crooked noses and the whatnots and the so forth.
Pinky rings. Hey, Troy, yeah, I got you. Put your dad.
I got you down.
This
What's
from
the
guy,
vig?
Put a
This from
put
the
something
guy
down
who
for the
still
two
has
youths
no
over
idea
here.
what the odds are and how they work.
Right.
I don't even know how it works. I just know guys that do.
It's
I give
a
you
thing.
money and you give me more
put
money
a thing
back.
on a thing, you might get a thing back.
No, these
Whatever.
are guys that they do it regularly, and that I would piggyback whatever they told me and give them my money and trust that they would treat me right.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of money, the Powerball was like 430 million tonight.
Kristen,
it.
my wife, told me, she goes, "You're buying a ticket." I was like, absolutely. Do you know how to check it? No. So I might have won
You
5
go to the
Powerballs
store.
already.
You go to the store and we will check it for you. And if you win, then you got to go to Richmond or somewhere to collect your money.
I'll buy it from your store. That way, if I get it, you get some money
Can't
from
buy
it,
it.
right?
Yeah, well, you can't buy from our store now
Why?
because we're closed now, and the drawing is in about an hour.
No one's gonna win tonight. I'm an optimist.
Well, one time it got over $1 billion, so there you go.
Isn't that funny? It goes for so long and nobody wins, and when
Yeah.
you do have a winning ticket, it's like 7 people.
I would split $1 billion with 7 people.
Oh, dude, I split a lot less than that, man.
He's like this.
I split dinner with you guys.
My money.
Well, I mean, now that his wife, has got all that money, he don't need
Uh-huh.
that $1 billion.
I know. Chateau Pizet.
Chateau Pizet with the accent. Le Pizet. I think
All
our
right,
chat
hey,
froze.
thank
We
you for
haven't
having
We don't
me.
have
anything
any
in a while.
accent at my house.
La
All right,
Wood.
guys, that's it.
That's it.
It's Incredible Town.
All right, you guys have an incredible day.
Peace out.